I'll start with this one. This is a Niles Weekly Register from November 28th, 1829. So we have the year 1829, very old document here. And let me just very carefully open it up and I'll show you an article in here. I'll just read it. Jerusalem. There is a report that the Rothschilds have purchased Jerusalem. We see nothing improbable that in the pecuniary distress of the Sultan he should sell some part of his dominions to preserve the rest, or that the Rothschilds should purchase the ancient capital of their homeland. They are wealthy beyond desire. It is quite reasonable to suppose that they may seek something else to gratify their ambition, that shall produce most important effects. If secured in the possession, and which may be brought about by money, they might instantly, as it were, gather a large nation together, soon to become capable of defending itself, and having a wonderful influence over the commerce and condition of the East, rendering Judea, again, the place of deposit of a large portion of the wealth of the ancient world. Now it goes on to say in the bottom here, the Sultan is in great difficulty. Baron Rothschild was proceeding to Constantinople, and a second rebuilding of the temple is not among the most strange things expected in these strange times. So again, this is something else. This is an article stating that the Rothschilds have purchased Jerusalem, and that they are planning the rebuilding of the temple. Now again, this is from 1829, a time when the press wasn't nearly as controlled as it is today, so they were able to get away with putting stuff like that out there. Another example of that, we have Harper's Weekly from September 22nd, 1894. And if I can show you what I have here, this is something else here too. We have an article on the Bohemian Grove, the Bohemian Club of San Francisco. Very long article. And it goes on to say stuff like this. Over in a little hollow a few hundred yards from the grove was built a funeral pyre, on which turpentine had been sprinkled. The coffin was laid on this pyre. The high priest took his stand on the platform beside it. Around him, in a semicircle, the choristers and demons with their torches were grouped. The high priest went through a ceremonial in which the choir behind him intoned or sang the words he spoke. He called on the Bohemians to present their cark and cares and heartaches to be put on the pyre and burned up. Then came some jokes pertinent to club members and matters. Then he invoked the Saint John, adopted by the club for his appropriateness in several ways, and suddenly an enormous figure of Saint John in his robes burst into flame. The pyre was lighted. Care and the Blue Devils went up in the most beautiful and effective form of fireworks. And amid jubilant cries, the hijinks was over. They've also included artist rendition pictures. Check this out. You have them in their little devils in their robes around the sacrificial altar. We have the giant redwoods there with the little devils dancing around. We have their motto, "Weaving spiders, come not here." That's why I chose the name Weaving Spider for my YouTube channel, because I'm coming for you guys. And yeah, again, this is from September 22nd, 1894. Very, very interesting article there. Okay, what else? We have a copy of Morals and Dogma, what some have called the Bible of Freemasonry, although many Masons would disagree with that claim, but it's commonly referred to as that. A lot of information in there. We have this book here. Very interesting. This was given to me by a girl whose father was a Freemason, and she didn't know much about him or the group that he was a part of. So when he died, a bunch of Masons came to her house and collected all of his books. And she managed to grab this one without them seeing, and she gave it to me with some hope that I could shed some light on this group that her father was a part of. So let me just show you what it says in the front cover here. I hereby agree to receive the work upon the following terms, to which I solemnly promise strict adherence. That it shall be used solely for my own information and instruction, that I will not lend or transfer it to any individual whomsoever, nor copy it, or any portion of it, nor improperly expose it, so that others may acquire a knowledge of its existence and purport, nor leave it about in such a manner as to be seen by an unqualified individual. Whoopsie daisy.